Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the Inside Blockchain show on Crypto TV Plus. Every Monday morning, Crypto TV Plus brings you news headlines of top stories, interview with an expert, and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The Inside Blockchain show, only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello and welcome to Crypto TV Plus. This is Inside Blockchain. I am your host, Faith Equire. If this is your first time watching this program, make sure to follow us across all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated in the ever-evolving world of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Do want to turn on your post notification button. Now, blockchain technology has continually provided the community with great advantages of transparency, decentralization, and immutability. However, fraudulent and identity theft activities have greatly increased over the couple of months in the ecosystem. Now, while the blockchain network is constantly evolving with protocols that will ensure maximum security and on-chain privacy for users' transactions and identity on the platform, one of the cryptographic protocols that has emerged in providing and maintaining security is zero-knowledge proof protocol, which we'll be delving into today. Now, there are two blockchain applications that use zero-knowledge proof protocol, which helps to scale the Ethereum network. We have ZKsync and starknet. We have others too, but we're going to be focusing on, these ones before we get, into the conversation. Now, the ZKsync one, which uses the ZK Snark rollup protocol, was released in 2020 on the Ethereum mainnet and recently released its upgraded version ZKsync V2 in February 2022. That is the Ethereum virtual machine EVM compatible. Now, ZKsync is a ZK rollup, a trustless protocol that uses cryptographic validity proofs to provide scalable and low-cost transactions on Ethereum, and computation is performed off-chain, and users can enjoy the same security levels as on Ethereum. Now, there are hundreds of projects from Defi to NFT projects being built on the ZKsync ecosystem. Now, starknet was invented in 2018 but went live in 2021. It is actually a permissionless decentralized validity rollup, or let's say ZK rollup, which we'll be looking into today, which operates as a layer 2 network over Ethereum, enabling dApps to achieve unlimited scale for its computation without compromising Ethereum's composability and security. It utilizes ZK Snark to enable cheap, fast and private transactions without compromising on decentralization. Now, alongside emerging projects, there are ZK Altcoins that are beginning to surface into the market. So today we have a big conversation. I know you don't really understand what the zero knowledge proof protocol is all about, but trust me, our guest today on today's episode is going to be giving us all the details and everything we need to know about zero knowledge proof protocol. Before we get into that, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, I'll introduce my guest and we'll get into the conversation. We'll be right back.
Sandbox. I know you probably think, oh, today we're just gonna go to the beach to get some sand in the box and make beautiful sand castles. But no, that's not it. Hey guys, welcome into the metaverse on Crypto TV Plus. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a portal into the Sandbox metaverse. Let's do this. Built in 2018, the Sandbox is based on the Ethereum blockchain and is a decentralized NFT gaming metaverse.
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency, only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the boy of the bullet.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that. Peace.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Inside Blockchain. Today, we'll be discussing a big topic. What is zero knowledge proof protocol and its impact in the blockchain and crypto ecosystem as it relates to privacy, security, and scalability? If you're just tuning in, make sure to follow us across all social media platforms, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on the post notification button. Joining us today virtually is the co-founder of Dudwala, Akash Okay, Akash, you have to do this for me, please. I think I got it the other time, but I'm not getting it again. Akash, please reintroduce yourself.
Hi. Thanks, Faith. Thanks, team, for having me. The name is Akash Athavasya. Athavasya. It's a complicated Indian name, I understand that. But yeah, I write a crypto newsletter called Dudwala. We just try to break down complex topics like zero knowledge proofs every day through our free crypto newsletter. Yeah.
Amazing. So before we get into the zero knowledge proof protocol, what it's all about and its impact on the crypto space, tell us a little bit about you and your journey into crypto.
I've been in the space since 2018. The way I remember it is at what price Bitcoin was at when I joined the crypto industry, and I think that was the lowest of the low of the 2017-18 bear market. It was December 2018. Bitcoin was at, I think, $3,000 a coin. Ethereum was about 100 or so, and nothing was happening. The only thing that was happening then was this thing called the Bitcoin wars, where Bitcoin forked into Bitcoin Cash forked into Bitcoin SV, and things were going on with Ripple and Cardano and all the other things. And I mainly started writing, worked for a journalism company, did a little bit of reporting, analysis, ended up at a product company which did lending. And of course, lending companies didn't do really well in the past, say, 8 months or so, since Luna happened, and then Celsius, and then a bunch of other companies fell down. I was working at one of them, so I got to see the implosion right from within. And that was because of, again, faulty risk management practices, right? And since then, I thought that, hey, product companies are gonna sort of be a little under the pressure. And I thought, what I can do is sort of explain complex topics in a simple and fun way to the person who's sort of thinking about getting in, because a lot of people, especially in India, are trying to get in, and that's where the market that we operate in. And we started this as a way to get people in a funny, memey, jiffy, jokey way. And so far, so good. We've got a few people reading our newsletter, and most of all, what we want to do is try to get complex crypto news explained like a friend would do to you, like if you and I were having this kind of conversation, just simple conversation about crypto.
Amazing. I have subscribed to the newsletter too, and I've seen some of the things you write, and I'm really amazed about how simplified you just make it all sound. So let's get into the business of today, Akash. We've heard a lot about proof of complete knowledge and the zero knowledge proof protocol, which seems to be getting traction in the blockchain space. That's been here for a while, but we're getting to know it much more better, in 2023. What is it about, and why do we need it in the crypto and the blockchain space?
So this is a fairly interesting sort of addition to the scaling question within Ethereum and other L1s. Now, Ethereum is a layer 1 blockchain solution, but it is, of course, difficult for it to scale based on certain problems within the blockchain itself. I wouldn't say problems, I would say certain safeguards within it, right? In order to keep the network safe, in order to keep the transactions safe, etc. So we have to figure out other ways to scale it. And one way to scale it is to take the transactions that are generally included within the Ethereum blockchain slightly off-chain and use only information that is pertinent to that problem, right? Now, I'll give you a simple sort of example here, right? If, let's say, I were entering a club, right? And the sort of premise of the club is only people who are above 18 can enter there. In real life, what happens is, before I enter that particular club, I'm asked to show my government ID, and the government ID has a bunch of information that is not pertinent to the question of me entering the club or not, right? It will have, say, a unique identification number, whether it's a social security number in the US or an Aadhaar in India or whatever it is, or a voter ID, driver's license, some government mandated ID, right? That will have a social security number. It will have my full name. It will have my date of birth. Of course, that is the information that the person who's entering, sort of allowing me in, will need. And it'll have all sorts of information that is not required. The only thing that the sort of person who's allowing me to get in or not wants to know if I'm above 18 or not. And that, at the end of the day, is a yes or no question, right? He is above 18. Yes. He's not above 18. No. you don't need to know other pieces of information. For example, if I am 19 or 99, both of them qualify me to enter the club. If you don't need to know my unique identification number, you don't need to know my full name, my father's name, my mother's name. No amount of information is required. And the point of zero knowledge is we will only take the information that is required in the form of an input output. The input is he above 18? The piece of data is it greater than 18 or not? Right, in this case, and the answer is yes or no. Once it's yes, he goes in, or in this case, I go in. If it's no, he stays out. And no other piece of information is revealed to the party, whether it's the bouncer or a blockchain or another party that I'm interacting with, etc. And if this is done, look at the number of points of information that is saved. I'm saved so many lines of information, from my address to unique identification, etc. The only input that is taken in is above 18 or not. Now, this concept of including only pertinent data and not including data that is not pertinent to the question is what zero knowledge is all about. Only take in the data that is required, remove the data that is not. And in that principle, they take it to the Ethereum blockchain and they try to scale it with something called zero knowledge proofs. Zero knowledge proof is a way wherein you only take the data that is required and do not take the data that is not required, store the transaction off the chain, process it, and bring it back on the chain only when required. And that is the exact process or the principle with which zero knowledge proofs work.
Wow. Okay. So if I want to move in-depthly into zero knowledge itself, there are ZK rollups. I know you mentioned something like that, and then there's the ZK Snark and ZK Stark. And when I was introducing, the show, I talked about ZKsync and starknet. That both of them use, either the ZK Snark or the ZK Stark. So what are they all about, and how do they operate on the blockchain and in blockchain applications?
So ZK Snark and ZK Stark take in, one is, ZK non-interactive arguments, and one takes in interactive arguments. So now let's look at the non-interactive arguments. The non-interactive arguments would take in what are the arguments that we cannot interact with, and what are the arguments that we can sort of confirm or deny based on other pieces of information that we receive. Now, ZK Snark takes in the ones that we can, and ZK Stark takes in the ones that we can't.
Okay, so we're trying to still understand the zero knowledge proof protocol. So let's go on a quick break. We're still talking zero knowledge proof protocols. Akash has been able to help us understand what zero knowledge proof protocol is all about, and the ZK Stark and the ZK Snark. When we come back, we'll be discussing more on the subject, and we're going to be looking in-depthly into privacy and security on the blockchain. Don't go anywhere, stay with us, we'll be right back. Believe me when I tell you that if you are not part of the people that did an AI avatar of yourself early this year, trust me, you cannot be influenced by anything. I mean, anything. Now, last year, NFTs were a big thing with a lot of hype and razzmatazz. Now that the hype has died down, a lot of people are asking, are NFTs dead? Are they gone? My answer is no. Non-fungible tokens are still taking center stages, from the art world to movies to...
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the Bull of the Bull.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that. Peace.
Welcome back. This is Inside Blockchain. We still have Akash joining us virtually, who is helping us understand the zero knowledge proof protocol on the blockchain. Akash, identity theft in the blockchain and crypto ecosystem seems to be a critical issue. Do you think the zero knowledge proof protocol can provide security and protection for users' data and privacy? And what else are the use cases of the zero knowledge proof protocol?
So the primary use cases currently for zero knowledge would probably be privacy and identity. And once you bifurcate that, you have several other use cases in terms of actual real world use cases. Now, let's look at privacy and identity, right? Privacy is, I want certain information to be divulged. Identity is, I want certain information with respect to anything that can identify me as a person or me as a wallet, right? our identity in the crypto world is more dialed down to what our wallet address is and the applications that we interact with, and what we don't interact with. And I want certain information to be known. Now, let's say, for example, I'm getting into a protocol that requires me to have a threshold of more than 1 ETH to participate in the protocol. Now, again, the only thing it needs to know is, do I have more than 1 ETH? If I have 1,500 ETH, if I'm able to run like 10 plus nodes, if I've interacted with a bunch of addresses, that is not needed to be divulged, right? And therefore, my identity and my privacy sort of kept in place. Now, where can this actually be used? Now, think of any situation which requires you to have certain information given out to the public. Now, for example, decentralized finance is probably the biggest use case in the Ethereum or in any DeFi application, in any blockchain system, right? Especially Ethereum and other L1s like Solana, Avalanche, or even L2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, sidechains like Polygon, etc. The information that I want to be given is, do I have a certain amount of Ethereum left? Can I participate in any lending pool based on my collateralization ratio in the past? It does not need to know that I have collateral with other cryptocurrencies. And if I do, again, that's something that the protocol does not need to know. So it has an application in decentralized finance. Beyond that, any application with respect to the real world, like let's say supply chain. Supply chain is a big use case for blockchain technology because there are various parties. They're spread all across the world. Each party is involved in the transaction because they provide certain input within the supply chain, whether it's a raw material or a finished product or loading, unloading, shipping, etc. Now, an actual application of this can be in terms of, say, sanctioned countries, right? Certain countries, if you are a citizen of certain country, if you've interacted with a sort of protocol based in a certain country, you probably cannot interact with other protocols. Now, the example can be a bunch of Americans aren't privy to use any applications that are based in, say, Iran, North Korea, any sanctioned country list. Now, if I'm in India or if I'm in Nigeria or South Africa or in any other country there, right, either in the supply chain or any other application there, I need to prove that I'm not a member of certain countries. Now, zero knowledge again allows me to do that because all I need to do is say that I'm not a member of the 6 sanctioned countries list or whatever they may be, and I can interact with any application that is coming out of the United States. And that is where, like, for example, a zero knowledge application allows me to work. So just running it back down, the 2 main tenets that it protects are privacy and identity. It allows me to keep private information private. What kind of private information? Information that is identifiable either in real life or on the blockchain. A few examples within the crypto world are decentralized finance. A few examples within the real world are, say, supply chain management, etc.
Akash, so can you give me a number of, ZK crypto projects that we have right now that is actually using the protocol to run, activities?
I don't know the exact number, but there are a bunch of important side chains and L2s that are using this. Starkware is one. DYDX, the biggest perpetuals exchange in the world, is running on that. They're slowly moving to their own chain on Cosmos. Polygon, the side chain of the Ethereum blockchain, is running their beta mainnet for ZK EVM, which is zero knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, which is compatible within the Ethereum blockchain. I think they're scheduled to launch it on the 27th of March, and they have a bunch of contracts and developers already running that. Loopring, Immutable X, Syscoin, a bunch of blockchains are running ZK or some form of zero knowledge proofs within it to make it a little bit more better to understand or keep information a little bit more private, and again, scale either their own L1s or scale Ethereum in general.
Okay, so what advantage do they have over some, blockchain networks or, projects that are not using the zero knowledge proof protocol?
The goal of any blockchain is to be light, right? You have to be as light as possible, because then and only then can you scale larger and larger. And the way to sort of scale your blockchain is to take any sort of transaction that is that does not need to be sort of included in whole, and only take the one that is needed to be included. Now, there is no metric to say that a blockchain, if it uses zero knowledge, will be better than the other. It will just do 3 things. It will reduce a lot of time, it will reduce a lot of cost, and will make everything incredibly fast. And this is happening with Polygon's ZK EVM testnet. And this will eventually happen in their mainnet, which will launch in, say, Q2 of this year, sorry.
If we have this much use cases and advantages for the zero knowledge proof protocol, what are some of the challenges, what are some of the gridlocks to making sure that, there's application of this protocol on most of the blockchain networks that we have today?
The challenge is like in the exact implementation, right? It's very easy. Okay, I'm not a dev, but it's very easy for me to sort of sit here and say that this is the way it should go, but it's incredibly hard. Like, I'll give you an example, right? One of the applications of ZK EVM in the real world that we see today is something called multi-party computation with respect to wallets. Now, how does that work? And this is a problem that we all face, right? A bunch of exchanges are launching a wallet to interact with DeFi applications. Now, what does that mean? Coinbase launched Coinbase Wallet. It's going significantly well. Binance acquired Trust Wallet long time ago, and they're doing really well. In India, there's a company called CoinDCX, which has launched its own DeFi wallet called Octo. Bunch of companies are doing this. Now, what is their goal with that? Their goal is for you to use the exchange to onboard fiat currency, rupees, dollars, euros, whatever you want, and put it into the DeFi wallet, and then interact with DeFi applications like Uniswap, Aave, etc. Now, how are they sort of securing that information? Because like the main problem that people like me or you would have is the keys, right? If I use an exchange's wallet, the exchange owns my keys, which is the problem of using an exchange wallet, which is why I would rather use a MetaMask, a Trust, a Rainbow, etc. But what the exchange is saying is these wallets are MPC, multi-party computation wallets, which is a form or a kind of application of zero knowledge proof in principle, at least. Now, what does that mean? It means that I have 3 keys. Each key forms a part of the final key, the private key, which I will remember. Now, let's say I forget my alphanumeric code. Let's say I forget my password. Let's say I forget everything that I have, right? That piece of paper that has those 12 characters that have my password, I forget them all. I lose it all. Now, how do I retrieve that? Again, the principle is similar to zero knowledge proofs because MPC wallets use that, where I take these 3 parts of the key. One is owned by the exchange, one is owned by me, one is owned by a trustless third party. And if I don't own it, and if I lose my key, the other 2 applications within the parts of the key within the exchange and within the third party can sort of retrieve my key in a way where I can still use the actual application, which is why zero knowledge proofs have come in, right? It's a way for people, it's a way for blockchains, it's a way for anyone using the blockchain to, through a trustless manner, get the information out without divulging every single bit of the information. Sort of get the transaction finished, included in the blockchain through a wallet without divulging all the information.
Amazing. So we've seen many altcoins, especially backed up by AI and the ZK models emerge, especially from Polygon to the number of, projects that you mentioned. What is the future of altcoins in the crypto market, and how will ZK increase their popularity and authenticity, especially in, this particular time where we have, the bear markets in view?
So again, altcoins, like the way to think about altcoins is in relation, like what is altcoin? An altcoin is an alternate to Bitcoin. So it's always alternative to Bitcoin, right? And we've seen this theme play out every time in the past. The Bitcoin to altcoin ratio, is always strengthened in a bear market and always weakened in a bull market. Why? Because a lot more money is thrown, a lot more capital, whether it's VCs or retail capital, is always thrown into the altcoin market when the price is going up. Why? Because they can exponentially beat the price of Bitcoin in a bear market, in a bull market, in an up cycle, and exponentially lose against the price of Bitcoin in a down market, in a bear market, right? What ZK does is it just allows the blockchain in which it is applied to process transactions faster. Now, if that blockchain has a native token, like Ethereum has ETH, Polygon has Matic. Again, these are not complete ZK chains. They are partial ZK chains. Ethereum, for example, Polygon in the future, Loopring has that. Syscoin has that. A bunch of them have that, right? Their blockchain is strengthened. Now, if the blockchain is strengthened, what happens? Because the blockchain is faster, the transactions are quicker, the transactions are cheaper. If that happens, we have to look at a slew of effects that actually relate to token price, right? And again, this is not financial advice, but if the blockchain is strengthened, more applications build on the blockchain. If more applications build on the blockchain, the native coin is more in demand because I need it to pay. I need ETH to pay a fee on Ethereum. I need Matic to pay a fee on Polygon, etc. And if I need more of those coins to pay, more are getting sort of used to secure the network, their inherent value proposition goes up. And if their value proposition goes up, then more people want to buy buy it, then want to sell it, and the price of those goes up. So the altcoin cycle is just a matter of value. And again, you have to look at the value in relation to Bitcoin in a bear market. Because again, in every bear market we've seen, the Bitcoin to altcoin ratio has always gone up, more Bitcoin to an altcoin, because people prefer hard currency, safe currency of a Bitcoin compared to the value that I can get from an altcoin or an altcoin blockchain.
Amazing, amazing. Just like what Akash said, it'll be easy to build more on the network if the blockchain is strengthened. We're still talking about zero knowledge proof protocols. When we come back from the break, we'll wrap up today's episode. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Hello and welcome to Exploring NFT Projects. Today, let's check out Art Gobblers. Art Gobblers are fully animated ERC 721 NFTs designed by Justin Roland and Paradigm. They have random attributes and produce gradual ownership optimization, popularly known as GOO or GOO, which is an ERC20 Ethereum token emitted by Art Gobblers, which serves as the foundation of the Art Gobblers economy. Art Gobblers can gobble art.
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the Bull of the Bull.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that die. Peace.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. This is Inside Blockchain. I am Faith Aquaria, and I still have Akash joining us virtually, who has been discussing, about the zero knowledge proof protocols and its impact on the blockchain space. That's been a very complex conversation. He has broken it down, to every bit possible, as much as we can understand it. To wrap up, today, we're going to be asking, so does privacy exist, or is it supposed to exist on the blockchain? And is the blockchain technology, apart from its decentralized nature, is also, a public ledger? Why do we need these protocols, to foster privacy of users' database?
So this is an interesting question, right? Is privacy an important facet of the blockchain ecosystem? It's a yes and no answer, which is a very, I hate getting diplomatic answers, and I hate giving diplomatic answers, but that's how it is. If financial transaction history is public throughout the world, then it's going to lead to pandemonium, because I can see everyone's expenditure on anything, right? Like if I look at my neighbor, I know what he's spending on, what she's spending on. And that's ideally not a good system that we live in, which is why we have bank accounts and we have closed transactions. We have private ledgers with the commercial bank that I'm interacting with. The commercial bank has a private ledger with the central bank that it gets the money from. But in the crypto world, a sort of pro or a con is that I can see anyone's transaction on a public blockchain. I can see someone, and people sort of, this is a running meme now, right? People sort of put their Ethereum address or their other addresses on Twitter or other social media sites. And if you're curious enough to see if someone, talks the talk in terms of their crypto knowledge, it's good to sort of take their ENS name or their wallet address and go through a blockchain explorer or something with a simpler UI or UX, like DBank or Zapper or something like that. And you can just see what their transactions are. I can see what protocols they've interacted with. So privacy there is non-existent, right? But privacy there is non-existent because the identity that we give them is their wallet address. So I am identified by 0x12345678, whatever, right? Whatever my wallet address is. Based on that wallet address, you can see who's interacting where. But you don't know if this address is owned by whom. Is it by me or you or somebody else in the studio? So in that case, it's non-existent. Now, there are other privacy-centric blockchains like Monero, Zcash, etc., that allow you to do that. Zero knowledge has little to do with this because they're just, again, meant for scalability and taking what's important and what's not. It does help in the privacy aspect of scaling a blockchain because it only takes information that we want. But I would say privacy is non-existent in the crypto world. It's a good thing because you can exactly see what's happening within the blockchain, what block has been mined, what transactions are in the block, what are some transactions fraudulent. A lot of scams and hacks have been caught through on-chain sleuths, people who look at blockchain explorers. And it's a bad thing because everything is public. And I can see one person's transaction. But the good thing is it's not their name that is public. It is their address, whether it's an Ethereum address, Solana address, Avalanche address, whatever, that is public, which is fine at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Akash, for helping us understand what the zero knowledge protocol, proof protocol, is all about and its impact on the blockchain space. And we hope that more blockchain networks begin to, infuse this protocol into their day-to-day activities, making sure that users' privacy and security is maintained and sustained on the blockchain ecosystem. Thank you so much. We hope to have you another time on the Inside Blockchain show.
But yeah, great show, great questions, and I hope I've given some value to your viewers.
Thank you. And that'll be all on today's program. You can get more market updates and all the happenings captured within the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency on our website, cryptotvplus.com. Follow us on all social media platforms at CryptoTV+ to get daily info on our programs. Thank you for staying with us. I had Akash join us virtually, who discussed zero knowledge proof protocol extensively. I am Faith Aquari. I'll see you next week.